So I wanted to show you something.
Okay, what do we got?
We got,
A briefcase,
yep,
mint green with TS
Yep.
on it.
yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand.
The atmosphere in the studio crackled with anticipation. The set of the New Heights podcast, usually a zone of sibling banter and sports debate, was transformed into a buzzing hub of excitement. For the first time ever, Taylor Swift sat at the table alongside her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, and his brother, Jason Kelce, the co-hosts of the show. The announcement of her appearance had already sent the podcast's ratings soaring, but nothing compared to the energy in the room as the recording light flickered on. Travis couldn't contain his grin. This was more than just a regular recording. Today, the podcast was making history. Today is a very special day for New Heights because we have a guest that I bet everyone wants to hear, and I want to hear too, Taylor Swift. Jason, never one to miss a comedic opportunity, leaned into the mic with a mischievous twinkle in his eye. I've never seen you prepare so carefully for a podcast episode. Travis wiped down the table, replaced the microphone, and even lit scented candles. This guest must be very important. Laughter rippled through the room. Travis glanced at Taylor, whose subtle smile seemed to light up the set. "You're important. I know that," Travis said, voice softening, an endearing contrast to his on-field bravado. Taylor entered the frame, dressed casually in a cream sweater and jeans. Her relaxed presence and genuine smile made her instantly relatable, even as her global superstardom quietly shimmered in the background. She greeted the listeners with affable warmth. "Hello everyone, I'm finally here. I've been hearing about New Heights since you two started, and I've been really curious to see what it's like behind the scenes." Jason shot back, "And you picked the right time to come because we have a lot of questions from fans just for you." The conversation flowed with the ease of old friends, and yet there was an undercurrent of fresh excitement. The chemistry between Taylor and the Kelce brothers was infectious, drawing listeners in, making them feel like they, too, had pulled up a chair at the kitchen table. One of the most anticipated topics was, of course, Taylor's relationship with Travis. Jason, ever the instigator, dove right in. "What made you decide to do the podcast?" Taylor's eyes sparkled. "I guess I wanted to see Travis in his real form when he talks to his brother. He's different at home, much quieter. But when he's on camera with Jason, wow, he just keeps talking." Travis feigned indignation. "That's not fair. I'm just saving the podcast from being boring." The banter was irresistible. Jason, donning his role as the show's comic relief, fired off a series of questions that had Taylor and Travis both in stitches. "Taylor, have you ever written a song about Travis? If so, can we expect it on the next album? Who's a better cook, you or Travis? When you watch the Chiefs play, do you ever yell, 'Throw the ball to Travis'?" Taylor's answers were a masterclass in playful mystery. "I'll let the audience discover the song. As for cooking, I think Travis wins on baking, and I'm better on dessert. As for cheering, I don't just yell, 'Throw the ball to Travis.' I yell things that shouldn't be broadcast." The studio erupted in laughter. Even Jason, who made a career out of keeping things light, seemed genuinely caught off guard by Taylor's wit. But beneath the laughter, there was a sense of something deeper at play, a merging of two worlds that don't often collide, the bruising glamour of professional football and the poetic, often solitary, world of songwriting. As the episode unfolded, listeners found themselves privy to a rare behind-the-scenes look at both. Taylor described her first experience at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. "The crowd energy is something else," she said. "It's different from a concert. At my shows, everyone's singing along and the focus is on the music. At a Chiefs game, it's pure adrenaline, pure team spirit. I remember thinking, wow, this is what it feels like to be part of something bigger than yourself." Travis smiled, clearly proud. "She's a natural fan, loud, supportive, and not afraid to yell at the refs." Jason jumped in. "So, Taylor, has Travis ever tried to teach you football?" Taylor grinned. "He's tried. I'm still working on the terminology, but I think I'm getting better. I can spot a tight end now." She shot Travis a sideways glance, prompting a round of laughter. The conversation turned to music, and the brothers couldn't resist asking about Taylor's creative process. "How do you write a song, Taylor?" Jason asked, leaning forward with genuine curiosity. Taylor grew thoughtful. It always starts with a feeling, a moment I can't shake. Sometimes it's something someone says, or a look, or just a phrase that keeps echoing in my mind. I write it down, and it grows from there. Sometimes it pours out in an afternoon. Other times it takes months. But it's always honest. Travis listened intently, admiration clear in his eyes. That's what I love about her music. It's real. It's not just words, it's her heart. The podcast wasn't just a showcase for the couple's chemistry, it also offered a window into their normalcy. Taylor described her and Travis's go-to-date nights. We love cooking at home. Sometimes we'll put on a movie, but we always end up talking through it and missing half the plot. Jason, ever the older brother, teased, "Let me guess, you're the one who starts the deep conversations?" Taylor laughed, guilty as charged. But Travis isn't exactly shy with his opinions either. Listeners flooded the live chat with questions, and the brothers selected a few to ask on air. One fan wanted to know how Taylor handles fame while maintaining her personal relationships. "It's all about boundaries," Taylor replied. "I love what I do, but I also protect my downtime fiercely. The people close to me, my family, my friends, and now Travis, help me stay grounded. We keep each other real." That authenticity was on full display in the studio. Here was Taylor Swift, the global superstar, sitting at a podcast table, laughing at inside jokes, and talking about the ordinary joys of baking in football games. It was a side of her that fans rarely got to see, and it made for compulsive listening. As the episode wound down, Jason shifted to a more reflective note. "You two have both reached the top of your fields. What keeps you motivated?" Taylor considered the question. "I'm always chasing the next story, the next song. There's always something new to discover, to feel, to write about. I never want to stop growing." Travis nodded. "For me, it's about the team. Every season is a new challenge. I want to keep getting better, for myself and for the people who believe in me." The sense of mutual respect between the couple was unmistakable, and it resonated with listeners. Social media exploded with praise for the episode, with fans declaring it the best New Heights show yet. But the biggest surprise came at the very end. Jason, unable to resist one final joke, asked, "Taylor, will you come back if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl?" Taylor grinned, eyes twinkling with mischief. "If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, I'll come back and I'll bring cake." The promise sent the chat into a frenzy, with fans already anticipating her return. As the recording wrapped, Travis reached over and squeezed Taylor's hand, a small gesture that spoke volumes. For a brief moment, the worlds of music and football had collided, and the result was pure magic. The episode became an instant classic, replayed and shared across platforms. But what lingered long after the laughter faded was the sense of authenticity, the realization that behind the headlines and the stadium lights, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were just two people finding joy in each other's company, willing to share a slice of their lives with the world. And as fans counted down the days to the next episode, one thing was certain. The New Heights podcast had just set a new standard for what celebrity interviews could be: unexpected, heartfelt, and above all, unforgettable.